Welcome, everyone. James, can you mute? Thanks. Welcome, everyone, to the March CTE Teach webinar. I don't know if it's the 7th. I don't know if it's the 17th. We're starting early. We've got someone with a birthday here this week, not on the call. And we started her birthday on Monday, and her birthday is not till Friday. We're a little ahead of the game this week. So, James, next slide. So just as normal meeting norms, mute the mic. I think everyone is muted at the moment. If you need to, James and I and Megan are moderating the chat, and just communicate with us that way. And just be mindful of your background if you're on video, and we appreciate you being on video. There is a bit.ly at the bottom of the screen to link to this presentation. It's available now, and or we will send it out afterwards as well too. And there's also a QR code if you want to scan that, and that'll get you the presentation. Next slide. Thanks, James. Yeah, like I said, 3 of us are here, and then Melissa will be joining shortly as well, too. Megan, you're lucky there's not some shamrock on you right there. Next slide, James. So last week we presented educating for careers. Sorry about that. And we shared this video with our audience, but we thought, you know what, this would be another good one to share today. It is Devin Siebold. He's a comedian, former teacher who speaks about some of the inconsistency in teaching, has a lot of videos on YouTube, but just thought it was a good thing to kind of ease you out of the classroom day or the work day or the office day and into the webinar. So James is going to play this.
Welcome to Star Hut. What can I get for you? Looks like a venti latte for me and an espresso for you. Yeah, I was up late last night reviewing yesterday's orders and planning for today's orders. Well, the overtime pay must be good. Yeah, right. Are you gonna order? Do you have any specials? Nope. Same menu every year. Yeah, but tastes change. Not our menu. Well, I think I'll just go with that venti latte, and that's it. All right. You all right over there? I just ordered a simple venti latte. Yeah, I just have to clear the latte with corporate, make sure that we have somebody certified to make the latte, then I have to fill out the purchase order for the latte, and then hope and pray that the latte's in stock, or else I have to start this all over again. Okay. Your total is $450. Do you want to become a rewards member? Sure, why not? Okay, your total's $28.75. What? I thought you said it was $450. Well, yes, to the average outsider, but you're in the system now. We can take advantage of you and charge you whatever we want. No rewards then. But, where do I swipe? Cash only. Oh, is it down? Nope, never had it. I put in a request for updated new technology, but they denied it. Said they used the entire budget on a professional training on how to hold a cup. You didn't know how to hold a cup? We do, but they just want to make sure. Same training, 6th year in a row. Here's the creamer and here's your coffee. Thanks. Aren't you supposed to stir them together? They didn't provide us with a stirrer, and I don't have enough money to afford one on my own. So basically they give us all the ingredients, just none of the tools to get the job done. Whatever. There was a supply list on the door before you entered. You should have brought your own. I just thought I ordered a venti. It is, but this looks like a grande. 'Cause it is. Is it a venti or a grande? We call it different things, but it all gets put into the same cup. We used to differentiate, but you know, too many orders, not enough baristas. They refused to hire more baristas, so it's all the same. It's just, we tell you it's different. You know what, can I speak to your manager? None of them are here. They only meet once a month for 2 hours.
So it does go on a little bit, but I think we can all relate to some of those things in there. I know we can with here with the purchasing, for sure. For sure. Yeah, like I said, he has a lot of videos. So if you're looking for something funny, you might find something on Devin Siebold's YouTube channel. James, next slide. And I believe James has a poll for us. So we're going to bring up a Zoom poll here. And in a minute, we're going to be speaking about Canva, the graphic design tool, online graphic design tool. So we want to know, how familiar are you with Canva? Are you a Canva Pro, Canva so-so, Canva 0, and everything is fine? Everything is totally fine.
So if everyone can see the screen, we have 3 people as Canva Pros, 11 as so-so, and 5 as 0, and that's fine. We're going to go through some really good stuff today. Let me stop the sharing of the poll. And this, for those of you that are not familiar with Zoom, if you have your education account with Zoom, basically you can use this as another tool for even with students or in meetings for ways to do icebreakers, polls, quizzes, and so on. So it's a really good tool to have. And David, back to you.
Thanks, James. I wanted to share that because Alex Becerra, our Instructional Technology Facilitator here at CRY-ROP, is going to take us through a presentation on Canva and some of the opportunities available for you as a mentor, things you can share with your mentees, hopefully time-saving features. Alex is here as an employee of CRY-ROP. He's not selling anything on Canva. He's not selling Canva. He's just got a lot of good information on what it can do to help you and maybe make you more productive. So without further ado, and the slide that you're looking at, this introduction slide with Alex, was done in Canva as well too. So Alex, take it away.
Perfect. Thank you, David. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Like David said, I'm Alex Becerra. I'm an instructional tech here at Colton-Redlands-Yucaipa ROP. And I'm going to be going over Canva with a small little presentation, a little walkthrough, and then just some Q&A to hopefully see if you guys have any questions about Canva and how you can use it in your campus. And like David said, I work for CRY-ROP, so not Canva, so I'm not selling anything. We just found that Canva is a very useful tool. Given that we're such a big district with different needs, it's a tool that fits all of our needs. It's really seamless to use, and I'm going to just showcase it in a bit. So let me share my screen. I'll be sharing the presentation that we have in Canva. So just give me a second and we'll get from there. Perfect. So let's pretend you guys didn't see my screen until now. So Canva is a great graphic design tool that's available on the web, available via an app on your computer or an app on your mobile phone. One of the cool features about it is it's a presentation tool. So you'll see this presentation actually be made in Canva. But I wanted to showcase that some cool things that you can do when you are presenting within Canva are this curtain call. So when you're presenting with Canva, as in the presentation, you could use the keyboard shortcut of the letter U to showcase the screen, which is pretty cool, as well as other ones. So I believe I'm not sharing my audio, but on my end, there's an actual applause. Just wanted to put that out there. So this is You Can with Canva by myself. And I just want to say I'm really proud of that name. It took me a whole 5 minutes to think of a very creative name. You Can with Canva. So, what is Canva? Great question. Canva is an online tool for graphic design. It has a plethora of different templates and designs that you could use. Things to consider would be like presentations, things like documents. You can create videos. You can create awesome infographics. You can create awesome flyers, poster, social media graphics, even websites, GIFs, multimedia presentations, and just like a heap more different things. It's a very valuable tool, in my opinion, for educators and students. Even if you're not a creative person, like I think I'm not a creative person, it does a lot of the heavy lifting for us by giving us the templates so you can just really focus on the content. So it's a really awesome tool. There is a free account that's available, but as an educator, you can sign up for an education account, and hopefully your school or your district already has the education account. If not, I can showcase how to get the education account so you can start leveling up your designs. But yeah, so far so good. Perfect. All right. So as I just said, how do you access Canva? Really, you can just go to canva.com and you can sign up for a free account and followed by the educator account. So you do need to be verified. Ideally, when you sign up for your account, since you are an educator, please use possibly your Google provided account that you have from your school district or your Office 365 account, your Microsoft one. If you wanted to level up your school or your district, you could also contact Canva for Education so they can roll out a full-on education plan for your school site or your district. That just gives you guys all the tools available for you and your teachers and students, so you guys can all be designing in one place. It's a really cool feature. You'll notice that once you make a Canva on the top left corner right here, like my quick little snippet shows, that you'll be a part of different teams. In this example, I'm a part of our Colton-Redlands-Yucaipa team. I have a personal team, which is kind of like my classroom. And then I have like another personal one. No, actually, no, I have another one where I'm a part of a colleague's class. So it's a great platform, a lot of different templates, and really, really easy to use. And from the survey, it looks like most of you have a little bit of experience with Canva. So I'm sure you guys all are like, yes, we get it. So to reiterate a little bit more, a great thing that I think is great about Canva is the fact that there are countless templates available. I wanted to showcase some of the templates here for education purposes, that they can have different things like presentations, things like videos, infographics, posters, comic strips, storyboards, so on and so on. There's so many, it really is overwhelming. Once you dive into Canva, they have a nifty search bar, they have a nifty area where you can see the different types of templates that are available. So just know that whatever you're looking for, more than likely, we'll have it available to you as an educator in Canva. Cool. So I really wanted to take a little bit of time to talk about elements. At the core of Canva and all of the different designs is elements. And so what are elements, right? In the sense, I like to consider them as layers or stickers. So with every element within Canva, you'll have one element and then another element and then another element and then another element. Each of these elements are different. It could be an element for a text, it could be an element for a graphic, a picture, audio, so on and so forth. It's important for you guys to understand that with every element, you'll have a different set of settings, and I'll showcase that in a bit. But here on our screen, you'll see these elements that I have on the right side. I have an element of a little star, more or less, with the graphics of someone getting a haircut. I have the element of a square followed by a horse with a person. I have an element of a computer screen with a sun built into it. So just for visual purposes, I did want to showcase that, you know, when working in Canva, you're working with elements. Each element is different, so just be cautious of that. I hope that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself or send it in the chat, and I can definitely answer that question. So perks, right? As an educator, you guys get a lot of perks. One of the perks is that premium account. And one of the perks of having a presentation in Canva, in my opinion, is if I push the letter C while presenting, I get confetti. And if I keep pushing the letter C, I just get so much confetti. So I wanted to showcase the different perks. So as an educator, you get the perks of having over 100 million premium images. That's awesome, right? That's just too many to even count. You have access to over 610 templates. You have access to their cool resizing tool. This happens where you just jump into Canva, find a great template that you think is amazing. You get to the point when you're ready to download that design or share that design, and you realize that the margins don't fit. With the premium account, you're able to resize your design in two clicks, and then you can just move on with your day. Don't even have to worry about that. You also have the ability to work with different integrations, which is really awesome. Canva is a great tool that works with a lot of different applications. And then last but not least, you have the option to remove the background with some of the images, and you have access to about 1 terabyte of storage, and then also an extensive, and I mean extensive, audio and video library. So it's a really good tool. And as an educator, you get a lot of cool perks. I definitely wanted to showcase that. So Canva, within Canva, and we'll get to there in a second, there's a lot of different things in Canva, but if you ever want to up your skills a little bit more, they actually have an area, a resource area for Canva teachers to look up different resources. And I just wanted to showcase that as well. So that's the end of my small presentation. Now we're going to dive into Canva. It's time for us to create. At this point, I would say let's all head to Canva, but for time's sake, just follow along and we'll go from there. But before I get there, I want to showcase 2 more things. So I hit the letter D, I get a little drum right there, pretty cool. If I hit the letter M, I get a mic drop. Who doesn't like a mic drop? And if you're doing an actual presentation and you gave your participants some time to work on something, you can hit any of the numbers on your keyboard, like the number 5, and you'll get an automatic timer on the screen, or the number 9, or the number 1. They'll change accordingly. So it's pretty cool in that aspect. But cool. So far, any questions? All right. So let me get out of here and let me show you.
And Alex,
Canva.
you've previously said that that was up to a 9-minute timer, correct?
Correct. Yep. Let me change something with it. How's my mic?
We can hear you.
Good.
I'm gonna.
And we just lost you.
And I'm back. Okay.
Yes.
Back.
Got it. Okay. So this is Canva, as you guys can see on my screen. This is the edit portion of Canva. There's a lot of different things here, but I want to take it a step back and go to the landing page of Canva. So once you make your account, once you log in, you'll get to this point. Off the bat, what is something that is prominent right in the middle of the screen? And can someone answer that for me? You can unmute yourself, you can put it in the chat. If not, maybe James or David can answer it for us.
Search bar.
There you go, the search bar. Thank you, Deidre. Exactly, the search bar. So like I said earlier, there's over 610,000 templates available. That's a lot. Sometimes you might not even know what you're looking for, or sometimes you might have an idea. The search bar is your best friend. Just get in there, start searching for something, and you'll find it. I wanted to showcase a flyer. So one way to do that is by going to my templates on the left side, and you'll see all the different categories. But in this case, we wanted to look for a flyer, so I can just click on flyer, and I'll be able to start browsing the tons of different flyers. I want to say 60,000 plus templates. Can anyone count to 60,000? Probably not today, right? So many templates. It's pretty overwhelming. But just wanted to showcase that the amount of different templates that you have within Canva. But let's get into it. So, as you can see on my screen, I have an area for all of my recent designs. So the one that I want to showcase today is our CTE Teach Hot Wing Wednesday flyer. So that's something unofficially that we have here at CRY-ROP. It's called Hot Wing Wednesday, and I've already made some changes to it from earlier today. But I really want to take the time to focus on how to use Canva and make sure you share with you guys some of the pro tips. So off the bat, you find a great template and you want to start making changes to it. Similar to other programs, you can just highlight things and start making changes, moving things around. But quickly you notice that it can get messy. Understandable. You do have this handy undo button on the top left corner to bring it back to the original state. But let's say you don't have time to mess around with the design. You just want to mess around with the actual content. Something to note is if you go to the menu at the bottom with all the different pages, you can highlight your page with these 3 little dots. You can click on lock, and then now nothing on that page will move. Everything is locked into position. that really just gives you the ability to focus on the content. In this case, let's make some changes to it. There you go. And then I can move on to the next one, so on and so forth. So that lock feature is a great tool to use when you find a great design with a lot of different elements, but you don't really want to change the elements. You just want to change the content. Definitely recommend using that lock tool. So let me do a quick unlock and I'm going to showcase. Oops. Okay. Something to note is, like I said earlier, every element is different. So if I were to click into this gray space, you'll notice that my bar up here is empty, right? I just have the option to animate it, to choose a timer. When you click on the text of CRY-ROP, the word CRY-ROP, you'll get a new bar where you can choose, the font style, the sizing of the font, the text color, alignment, spacing, some effects, some animations, but you also get some things on the right side where you can choose on the position. This is important as every single element is like a different layer. So by choosing on the position, you can choose where you want that specific element to be. On the right side of it, you can copy that particular style if you want to follow along that style. You have the ability to make it transparent or not transparent. You have the ability to actually assign a link behind it, so a hyperlink, and you also have the ability to actually lock that specific element as needed. Well, something to note though is that this text element is a little different than an image element. You'll see quickly that the settings change. So I just wanted to bring that up because a lot of times people just jump into it, which is great. Then they get confused about what they're working on, what control they have. And just note that whatever element you're working on may not have the same settings as other elements do. But so far, so good. Perfect. So alongside that, a cool thing that you could do, say you find a great design. For the next purpose, I'm going to choose my next screen. So we have a weekly agenda that we think might work for the group here. You could start making different changes to the design, but let's say you have this weekly agenda and you just don't like the colors. You could choose individual elements like this splash over here, this element over here, and just start making changes to it one by one. So who's got time for that? A quick way to make some changes to any template is to go into design and then hover over to styles. So by clicking on styles, you can quickly change the whole style of the design. Alongside that, depending on your school district or your school, you can actually add the brand to your Canva account. So we added our CRY-ROP brand, which just has all of our colors and logos. So by clicking on that, I will quickly change my whole design to something that matches our actual style or brand. If that's not something to my liking, I can click on the shuffle button again, and it's going to continue to shuffle it for me until I find the right one. And at the granular level, I can always go into each element again and make the changes as needed. So I really wanted to showcase the different styles that are available within Canva, within each design. If there's more things that you want to check, you can click on the different styles and just have fun with it. There's a lot of different styles, a lot of different options that come with it. You can even choose a type of style from vibrant to bold, bright, loud. Just there's so many different options available.
So Alex, if some of the people here actually put in like a copy of their school district logo or their school logo, those colors will pick up automatically. Is that correct?
Correct. You do need to go to the main page, the landing page, and put in your brand. I can show you guys that in a second. But from there, once your brand is in there, you'll have the ability to choose it and use it. It's a pretty cool feature in that way. I could take some time to showcase all these different controls that you have on the left side. So alongside design, you also have the area for elements. This is where you can choose more elements that you want to add to a specific design. It could be things from lines and shapes to graphics, stickers, photos, videos, audio, charts, tables, frames. Frames is a really cool one as well, grids, so on and so forth. There's a lot of different options. If you don't find anything here, you have a handy search bar as well as the next one, which you're able to actually upload an image if need be. So you have that option to bring an image from your computer, a cloud storage, a video or an audio. You have that ability, and as the educator, you have over a terabyte of storage, which is really crazy. And under that, you have the ability to add more text to it. You know, this can be broken down into heading, subheading, small body of text, and just by clicking on it, it throws it onto the screen and you're ready to edit. Right under that, you know, you have your projects. This really is your storage area. You can build out your folders within Canva, which is really cool. And then under that, you have the ability to add more photos. Similar to elements, you just have a lot more things there. At the bottom, you'll see a few other different apps. These are apps that I've added to my Canva account. I'll showcase text to image, but if you ever find the apps button within your design area, you'll see a large list of apps at the bottom where you can just add them and integrate it into your Canva designs. To me, I found one of the cool and most useful ones have been text to image, YouTube, Jiffy, Google Drive, and Photos. But let me showcase text to image. Have you guys heard of ChatGPT and AI recently, for the most part? So it's kind of like an AI built into Canva where you can include some text and then Canva will create an image for you. So can someone give me an object? Anyone? All right, let's see. Anything? So anything?
Apple.
Apple.
Banana.
Thank you. Banana. Okay, and what is the banana doing? Riding a bike? Sure. Let's go with that.
The
So we have
split.
doing the splits. Ooh, I'll try that in the second time. So by typing,
Patrick has, it was a dark storm and stormy night. I don't know if
it's a
that
dark and
helps.
stormy night. Okay, I can change it. So far you'll see really quick, the banana is riding the bike. The AI created a quick image, a few images of that. And I can add in a stormy night. And quickly, the AI will build that image for me that I could use within my design. It's definitely not perfect, but it's unique. It's a cool feature. I'm sure they're going to work on it and make it a little bit better. It's slowly evolving, as they say at the bottom. But there's something I wanted to showcase. Look at that. Not sure. It's an interesting little perk within Canva. All right. So real quick, say you've built out an awesome weekly agenda. You've built out an awesome poster, a flyer. Everything is done. It's good to go. So what are the next steps? You know, great question. Top right corner, you have a few different options. You have the option to showcase some of the insights regarding this flyer, this poster, this presentation. You have the option to print it out. You have the option to share it. This is where you're going to go when you're done with your weekly agenda or your poster. By clicking on share, you're able to share the design, just like a lot other platforms. You can share it with people in your groups or your team. You can give them view access, you can give them edit access, or you can give them a present link, which is pretty cool. For those of you that are teachers in the classroom, you can give it as an assignment to your Google Classroom by integrating it with it, which is pretty awesome. You could download it, and with this download button, you have a few different file types, from JPEGs, PNGs, so on and so forth. And I really wanted to showcase that it doesn't stop there. By going to share and going to more, you have a lot of different options. I will say that Canva, one of the greatest strengths of Canva is the fact that you're able to share your designs in so many different ways and so many different avenues, from presenting to LMSs to templates to presenting and recording, which is really cool. QR codes, folders, social media. For those of you that possibly manage social media for your school site or for your program, you can integrate it with your social media accounts and push out designs really fast. You can save it to different storages, from cloud storages to local storages, to even messaging apps, which is really crazy. And then followed by more design apps and other different options at the bottom that, to be completely honest, I have no clue what they do. But it's really great that Canva does have access to a lot of different applications that can integrate so well. So I really wanted to showcase that. So far, do we have any questions? I think something that I forgot to mention was that as an educator, really the education license is really focused on K to 12. So unfortunately, if you are at the university level, you will not get the free premium features. Canva is just providing the Canva for Education account to K to 12 instructors and so students. And for your students, if you ever plan to add them to your Canva class, you definitely can. The students need to be invited to the class. They cannot make their own account for privacy issues, and that the invitation has to come from you as a verified instructor.
And
Okay.
as far as the mentors working with their mentees, you briefly mentioned about the teams. So that's something that they can continue working on together as long as they're logged in. And then at that point, they can just continuously create presentations, flyers, anything else of that nature. Is that correct still?
Definitely. You could do so many different things. That's a great segue for me to showcase all the different things that we've created so far in Canva here at CRY-ROP. So we've done things like, well, I'll showcase the Hot Wing Wednesday flyer in a second, but we have some flyers that we have from PD coming in the future, some cover pages for our publications, just a funny image of our team, a vision board, and infographics about digital skills. We've done a full-on video that we showcased during our Evening of Excellence. The list is pretty big, so we use Canva for a lot of different options, and whatever you could think of, honestly, Canva might have something available for you, even some groundwork already done for you, so you can just throw in the content that you need to make it useful for you and your students or your district. I think the last thing I do want to showcase is where the brand is. So under the left menu, you'll have brand as a tool. By clicking on that, that's where you can insert the brand from your school site or your district. In this case, you'll notice that we have a brand kit for my school. We've added the logo, and then we chose the different colors. You can choose the color up to the hex. So if you have a specific hex for your colors, you have that option by adding them. And then you can also choose the fonts. I will say it doesn't have all the fonts, but nonetheless, the colors are there. It's a really cool tool to add your brand to your Canva account, and you can use it moving forward. With that, does anybody have any questions? I can definitely touch on more things. I just don't want to take up too much of your guys' time.
Alex, did you mention layers?
Yeah, I did mention layers. So great question. All the designs in Canva have elements, and when we start adding more and more elements, you start adding different layers. And so just something to be aware of. There are countless different templates already with a lot of layers. So just be aware of the fact that everything is a layer, if that makes sense.
I wanted to mention for those of you that are interested, if you, as not just a mentor, but also if you're teaching in arts, media, entertainment, or have students that are interested, what's happening, and I'll put this in the link, is Canva has a Canva Create webinar happening on March 23rd. As long as you're signed in to your Canva account, you can register for it. It's completely free. You can probably have this as something you can invite your students to, or it could be something almost like a virtual field trip if you want to do it that way, or a virtual guest speaker. And in the chat, I added the information. It's on March 23rd at 9 a.m. And if you just go to that link, it'll have more information. And whether you can make it live or not, I believe they will probably repeat the webinar on their YouTube page or even on the Canva account. Then you'll have access to look at that at your leisure. But that's an interesting one. It kind of goes into some of the new features that Canva will be putting out, and it's really interesting, and you might learn another thing or two.
Definitely. So if there are no further questions, I can give it back to David. David, do you have something?
Alex, I'm going to ask you another one. You mentioned
Okay.
your Hot Wing Wednesday
Yes.
flyers.
Great thing. So not recently, we did a teacher PD, and we had not all of our teachers, but everyone involved join our flyer here. And in real time, we all collaborated together. Everyone got their own individual page. I just wanted to showcase that this was a part of our PD. We made it interactive and fun. We had everyone basically start from the same flyer, the Hot Wing Wednesday flyer, and slowly everyone showcased their creativity, their skills. Some went a little different routes. That's okay. But you can also use Canva very easily as an icebreaker or even as a tool to just make creations happen. It's really easy, really fun, and now we have this awesome. We have a lot of different variations of our Wednesday wing day. Wednesday wing day again. Just Hot Wing Wednesday for Grand Terrace. It's a fun tool, to be honest. It's a useful tool. It's a fun tool. It's easy, and you, as an educator, you have it available. It's free, so I would definitely use it to the best of its ability.
Yeah, if you want to send wings to Alex, he's okay with that.
Yeah, earlier we talked about this, I think this morning, and I will say at lunchtime. That's all I thought about. It's just wings. So with that, well, thank you guys for your time. Feel free to reach out. I'll put in my contact information, my email in the chat, and I can send it back to David. I think you're muted, David.
I think you're right, Alex. Thank you very much, Alex. I really appreciate it. I think some may have started with PowerPoint, then we may have transitioned to Google Slides, but now Canva is definitely growing in definite opportunities to utilize, and I hope you'll see some uses for it for yourself and or for your mentees. As James said, here's just some of the things we've created for CTE Teach, for CRY-ROP as well too, and you can see very different types of things. And then James, next slide, just a couple more. So all kinds of creativity, and it does so much of the lifting for you where you don't have to come up with the ideas or the opportunities. You can just modify what's there. Just a few things to wrap up today. So, as you've heard us say through the year, many of you are LEA mentors, you have your mentees, but we have been spending this year adding industry sector mentors, and we currently have them covering 10 sectors. A few of those people are on the call today as well too. I appreciate them being here. So if you know of anyone, they could be your mentees, they could be other people who are looking for mentoring in their industry sector. If they want someone to talk to that's in their industry sector, give ideas or anything, we have industry sectors in the 10 sectors listed below, and we will be able to share that with you when we forward the presentation later this week as well too. James, next slide. And now really wrapping up here. Just make sure you're logging your hours spent, especially for today's webinar. Make sure that's on your activity log. This quarter runs through March 31st, and then we'll be flipping to fourth quarter. So nice opportunity to utilize some hours this quarter. Next slide talks about webinar dates. Our next webinar, getting ahead of myself, will be April the 4th. And James has got two slides here to talk to you about social media and a mentor moment.
Just a reminder, we're on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and we have podcasts on SoundCloud, Spotify, and Apple. So if you go on CTE Teach and our website, you'll have access to all that. And then we have our Mentor Mondays. Again, a lot of the stuff that you see on social media, even the introduction with Alex and the animation, that was all done in Canva. So with Canva, you can also connect it to your social media accounts to create things, which is a nice feature. So in this case, we have Kobe Bryant, may we inspire others to be great in what they do, meant for one of our past Mentor Mondays. So if you have anything you want to add to Mentor Monday or a nice quote, shoot them my way and I'll throw it up there on our next Mentor Monday. And do we have any last call questions?
Yeah, that really takes care of us today. If you need anything, feel free to stay on. If you've got questions, if not, you're free to go. I hope you have a good March. I don't know what I'm going to wear on the 17th. James will have to work on that. But I thank you for being here and I hope you have a good week.